Hello, everyone. Welcome to the series of HRM research video. This is video number 4. We have already looked at what is research in the first video. Then what is HRM research and the areas for HRM research in second video. And then in video number 3, we have looked at how do we write a background for a HRM research. So remember, background will be part of your chapter 1 of your research or even your research proposal. And I did mention to you in video number 3 about the background of HRM research. I mentioned something that is known as problem statement. Okay, now you can find out what is a problem statement. Problem statement is quite an important, very important part of your research. Okay, because a well-crafted problem statement in HRM for HRM research is very crucial, very important because it will bridge the gap between the business challenge, research gap, and also the research gap. The business challenge can be anything. It can be turnover. It can be issues related to employee performance, grievance, many things, many things. Okay, job satisfaction, leadership issues, anything. Business challenge. And then the research gap. Research gap means the gap in like a lack of understanding something. Is it lack of understanding the causes, sources, okay, the lack of understanding effectiveness of a particular solution that you want to implement. So that is a gap. Now, problem statement should be concise and very important, concise, evidence-based. Okay, and focus on a specific issues rather than a broad general topics. Remember, in your background, you have already started with a broad issue, broad. Okay, and from the broad, you move into narrow to industry. Okay, or even location, geographical location. And towards the end of your background, slowly you need to link that paragraph and a writing to the problem, HR problem issues or problem. So then you move into your problem statement. Another important thing that I want to tell you is that your problem statement or the problem needs to be current. If most of the reference that you are providing in your problem statement are old references, ancient references, then the problem is not current and relevant. I will always suggest to include the last 3 years for problem statement. In most of the literature, it could be last 5 years, but last 3 years, so that you want to make sure, you want to tell the reader, examiner of your dissertation, of your project or your thesis, that this problem is current and this problem is relevant. So how do you write problem statement? Okay, I will always provide this 3 C's approach to problem statement. 3 C's are: number 1, you need to provide the context. Number 2, context means what's the situation, ideal situation. Okay. Number 2, conflict. Conflict is the problem. What is the problem? What is the problem? And number 3 is the consequences. Consequences of the problem. What if you are not doing anything in order to solve the problem? Remember, context, conflict, consequences. Now, let's look into the context. In a context, what you have to do is that you need to describe current, ideal, or expected state of HRM process. Example, a well-functioning hybrid workplace should maintain high employee engagement and consistent productivity, blah, 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 whatever you want to write. Give a background, context. Okay, right? Number 2, conflict is the problem. Defines, where you have to define specific problem by highlighting the gap between the ideal and the current reality supported with evidence. Okay, for example, let's take an example. I will provide you an example. Okay, after you have given the context, okay, about hybrid work, Why? Okay, a well-functioning hybrid workplace should maintain high employee engagement and consistent productivity. Now, the conflict. However, a 20% increase in employee turnover over the past year at company X suggests current hybrid policies are ineffective. There you are stating the problem. That policy becomes ineffective. Now, consequences, okay, or the significance, you are providing the significance. Explain the negative consequences if the problem is not solved. If you are not solving the problem, if you are not solving the problem, okay, what will be the consequences? The consequences can be financial or even morale, low morale, employee morale, finance. So example, if left unaddressed, if you are not addressing it, if the organization not addressing it, this turnover is expected to increase. So when turnover expected to increase, what will be the other issues that is going to come? Other consequences, likely increase in recruitment costs, increase in time that are going to be used to recruit, to manage, increase recruitment costs, and reduce team productivity. So more and more people leave the organization means motivation of the existing employee, the morale of the existing employee. What will be the consequences? So you have to provide the consequences. Remember, okay, a problem statement, typically you can include these three parts. What's the context? What is the conflict? What is the consequences? So that is the first part. When you are writing the structure of your problem statement, use the 3C approach. And then the steps to identify problem. You can spot the issue, start from the broad topic, remote work, narrow it down to like example, lack of cohesion in a remote team. Number two, gather evidence. Okay, number two, I said to you, identify the problem. When you identify the problem, spot the issue. What is the issue? And after the spotting the issue, gather the evidence. Support the evidence with data, with information. You see, in a research, data information is very important. Okay, exit, for example, information that you gather from the company, exit interview, turnover metrics, performance report, rather than assumption. So you can't be using what you call assumption. Okay, remember in session one, I said research needs to be based on evidence, rational evidence. Okay, rational information rather than assumption. Okay, followed by the next one, identify why. Ask why multiple times to find out the root cause, not just the symptoms. Okay, identifying the symptoms, coming up with a solution for symptoms will not work. Go to the root cause. Why? And then define the scope. Specifically, who is affected? Okay, the managers, the company, the employee, who's the affected? Okay, and where the problem is occurring, where particular in that particular organization. So that's very, very important. So for example, if you are writing a topic on employee engagement in hybrid workspaces, the problem statement, okay, I have a problem statement here. I can share with you. You can write like this. In today's post-pandemic environment, okay, today means I'm talking about 2026, post-pandemic, 5-6 years after the pandemic. In today's post-pandemic environment, hybrid work models are expected to provide flexibility while maintaining high employee engagement. Okay. However, recent survey at the company, okay, company what? XYZ, shows 60% of employees working in hybrid role report lower job satisfaction and increasing disengagement. Right? Okay. Despite implementing mandatory in-office, employee retention decreased by 15% in the last 6 months. See, I am providing statistics, providing data, okay, in order to support the statement that I'm making in the problem statement. Right? Now, this in turn has led to increased recruitment costs and reduced team cohesion. And if you want to add further, apart from recruitment costs, what else it affects, okay, that will also add value. Now, the specific reason behind disengagement in the hybrid work remain unknown, and there is lack of research on effective engagement strategy for this industry in this region. Okay, now you are narrowing it to a specific industry, specific region. Therefore, this study aims that, now remember here, from a problem statement, you are coming to the next part of your research in your chapter 1, from a background problem statement to research aim. Okay, therefore, this study aims to examine, right, factors affecting employee engagement in a hybrid workplaces. That will lead you to research aim, and from research aim will lead you to research objective and research question, right? So now, are you clear with how do you write a problem statement? And remember, in a problem statement, when you write, have citation, include references, and the references that you are including, you are going to include must be more recent references. Now, whatever I have said to you, this is just a summary of a problem statement. You can expand the problem statement. Summary is not enough. You need to expand with more recent references. That will make your problem statement current and relevant. Current and relevant. Okay. Otherwise, if you are providing references of 20th century, not the 21st century, even 21st century, make sure the references, especially for the problem statement, needs to be current, at least last 3 years. You want to go last 5 years, I can still say last 5 years, many things have changed over the last 5 years. Entire world, there many things have changed. So try to look for the reference and cite the references that are more recent when you write your problem statement. All right. I hope that's helped. This is video number 4. Remember, video number 1, you looked at what is research. Video number 2, you have moved into HRM research. Video number 3, we've looked at how do we write the background for your chapter 1, your research. And from background, in this video, we have just looked at how do you write problem statement. Remember, problem statement, the summary, you have to look at 3C. Context, conflict, and consequences. Context, conflict, and consequences. Okay, refer to what I have said just now. And then write your problem statement effectively, efficiently, and effectively, so that your problem statement looks very strong. That leads you to the next stage, that is your research aim, followed by research objective and research questions. All right. All right. Thank you, everyone.